Kickstart your road to better health with the Hard Work Works fitness app.
The Hard Work Works fitness app works for all ability levels. Full gym, no problem. What's included? You get over 200 workout plans available for every situation from a full gym to no equipment at all. You also get a nutrition guide to keep you on track. All this for only $10 a month.
There's a special offer for Gear Freaks listeners, so don't be stupid. Use promo code STUPID.
That ain't stupid. And get your first month free.
The Hard Work Works fitness app. Decide, commit, succeed, and join the hustle today.
Boom.
Some days I try to do too much things. I've always had a duck personality. Calm above water. Feet going crazy below. That's Kay Flay. I'm Justin, jersey number 14.
And I'm Corey, jersey number 72. We have very much become, and proudly so, a hockey sweater pod.
Oh, yeah.
Get at your boys, NHL PR people. We can help you out. Help us help you. And so one of the cool things, we've talked a lot of sweater off air, you know, teams, things like that. And one of the ones we've spent a lot of time on off the air is the Colorado Avalanche.
Oh, yeah. And we've got a very special guest. But let me also say this. Hashtag NHL Gear Freaks.
Yes.
Get that one out there. NHL PR, get at us because you boys want to talk sweaters with you. And Charlynn, you've got a weighty task ahead of you.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right. We're here. Let's do this.
So,
no going back.
No, first things first. You're wearing a Patrick Waugh sweater. It's lovely.
It is amazing.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
can you explain the freaking foot? What's the deal with the foot? What is the deal with that?
I believe from this era, which was early 2000s, it has something to do with the Avalanche mascot, which I really honestly don't remember what the heck that was all about. Because it was a long time ago. We're in 2021 now.
Okay.
Too much time has passed.
Right.
So you guys have officially put the foot to bed?
Well, I think so. I think the newer designs have dropped that. I've got to be honest with you. Since I've moved to LA, I have not been able to catch a whole lot of Avalanche games unless they're on network TV because I'm cheap and I don't want to throw a bunch of money at the NHL package.
Understandable.
It's just too much money for us right now. And so on the very rare instance, I honestly don't know what sort of jersey is going to show up. You know, there's all the alternates. There's the newer perked up uniforms. It's different a little bit. And it looks like the paw or whatever that is replaced now with the Colorado flag emblem with the C.
Okay. Acceptable. I'll allow it. I think I know the answer to this, though. You mentioned you live in Los Angeles. So how is it that you came to be a Colorado Avalanche fan?
Well, I'm not from here, like most people in Los Angeles. So I was born and raised in Wyoming. That was the other square state above Colorado, in case people don't know what the heck where it is.
Geography pod.
And honestly, I don't blame you if you don't. There's not many people there. There's more cows than people. But I grew up there. And so really in Wyoming, your closest kind of like major portal to the world is Denver. You know, everything happens in Denver as a major city. You're a Bronco fan, you're an Avalanche fan, you're a Rockies fan. And my entrance into the hockey world in general was after the Colorado Avalanche won the Stanley Cup in 1996.
Ooh. I mean, what a way to come in.
Right.
What a way to come in. So you're rocking the Waugh jersey.
It was an interesting time.
You're rocking the Waugh jersey, which, by the way, it has to be, right? Like, you got to go Waugh.
It can't not be.
I have to say, like, obviously, we came in planning to attack, which we always do.
Okay.
We always want to attack the. Well, okay. So let me lay it out like this. Here's my biggest problem with the Av. Well, two big problems with the Avs. So first of all, you guys haven't changed. The color scheme is so win. Like I love the color scheme.
Yeah, right?
It is win. But
it's a winner.
You guys haven't changed like hardly anything except for ditching the foot. You've had the same gear like forever.
The color scheme and the overall look of the main uniforms has not changed since the team left Quebec and became the Avalanche in 1995. You are not wrong.
And so that would be the other biggest problem I have. Anybody who's as old as I am loves the Deeks.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be a part of me that is going to hate Colorado for stealing the Deeks. I mean, obviously they've been around long enough.
It's fine.
Yeah.
They've been around long enough to where I can go, okay, let that one go a little bit. The Deeks have been gone for 25 years. It's okay.
I should move on, maybe.
But then...
Maybe. You don't have to. Hold a grudge as long as you like.
Right.
But then this year, the gall to completely ignore Quebec for their entire existence and to put out the most gorgeous reverse retros in the league. Like,
Right.
they're hands down the best.
Okay, we have got to talk about this jersey. But please tell me, where do you guys stand on this? Do you love it? Do you hate it?
I hate it.
I love it. I love it, but
I love this!
it does feel a little bit like a cash grab, though. It does feel like, okay, we put the igloo on the front of the sweater. People are going to grab it. People are going to buy it.
Of course it is, because it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
So I understand both sides of the argument. I've heard folks from Quebec who are outraged because how dare the Avalanche finally acknowledge where they came from after 20-something years. I understand that entirely. And Avalanche fans are just as mad. Like, this is not an Avalanche jersey. It's an updated Nordiques jersey, just with the Avalanche colors. It really doesn't fully kind of blend the heritage with the Avalanche and its history. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because the Avs have their own history at this point. Like, if you're gonna ignore if you're gonna ignore the Deeks,
Damn right.
then just keep ignoring them, please.
Right.
Because I'm just saying, like...
Now, that said, as a jersey in and of itself, without all of that, politicking history, all of that stuff, as a jersey, the design itself, God, I love it.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
So
If the
great.
Nordiques were still around and they wanted to update their colors, this would be the jersey, right?
100%.
Who would have guessed that a Deeks jersey in Avs color would work?
It's the burgundy fleurs for me.
Oh, yeah.
The burgundy fleurs are just, God.
I'll tell you what. So last week on the show, we did what amounts to a fantasy draft of whatever hockey sweaters we're getting next.
Yeah.
And I'd be lying.
Okay.
I'd be lying to you if I didn't look long and hard at the McKinnon jersey, because
Ooh, yeah, good choice.
it is gorgeous.
It
is beautiful, and I'm like, but it's the Deeks. I can't.
Do I support this?
Because if I give them money, I'm officially saying I'm okay with this. And I'm not. I'm very much not.
Yeah, that is quite the dilemma. And you know what? I kind of feel the same way. I don't know if I'm going to be rushing out and buying one. I kind of love it and I kind of hate it. I'm really torn on this. I'm really not sure entirely how I feel. Like, the attempt was great.
Oh, yeah.
But they kind of missed the mark.
I will say this. This is probably the most anybody's talked about Avs gear in, I don't know, forever.
We should be talking about it a whole lot more.
I mean, so...
But then, look at what happened. This is what it took to get people talking about the Avalanche gear. Just because, well, look, okay, they came out with a really great jersey when they became the Avalanche. Why screw up a good thing? They hadn't. So I guess there's not a whole lot to talk about.
Yeah, and I guess... So at the time that the Avs become the Avs, other than initially I was just mad at we lost the Deeks. In a vacuum, I think if you look at the inaugural Avs jerseys, they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's the color scheme. I like the logo in a vacuum. Again, I guess I'm just looking at... We have to make some sort of changes, right? In 25 years, something has to change. But then I think about...
Yeah, well, Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, fine.
What they did do is they added the alternate jerseys, which have been pretty hit or miss over the years, in my opinion.
Do you have a favorite?
I do. I've got it with me. I'll show you.
Oh, yes.
yes.
This is what we love.
Viewers at home, you're going to have to go look it up if you don't know what it is, but it is the diagonal Colorado logo. It was used in let's see, in the 2000s. I want to say it came out in 2001, and they used it until the late 2000s.
They
We
don't
were
make a lot
just
of
talking
changes.
about that one.
No, it's funny though. Like, so again, this is one of those things where you look at it in practice and it's already better than it was in your head.
Right.
Why do I give the Rangers so much crap for that? Like, I can't
I
stand.
don't know. I really like the diagonal.
I mostly hate it.
Yes, same.
I mostly hate it. I hate the old Pens stuff. I hate the Rangers stuff, but it looks good on the Colorado. I don't know if maybe it makes them feel like a classic hockey team as opposed to something that came to us in the 90s.
I think that's what they're going for. And
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, and looking at that font again, even, and we talk about fonts a lot here on the pod, but looking at that font that they have the Colorado in, I didn't get that really, when you see it in practice, and then when Charlynn just holds it up, you notice the font is different than kind of the classic, what the Rangers and the Pens are going for with theirs, and you go, okay, at least if you're going to go with the slant, at least there's some character there to the Colorado one as opposed to the Rangers and the Pens just doing the same shit.
I think it's funny. Like, again, we come in with the mindset attack.
Right.
We had a guy on who was an Isles fan, and it's like, oh man, we're going fisherman. We're gonna get him. And nope.
He holds it up and
Immediately
it's like, oh, it's not as bad as we remembered.
So that one being your favorite alternate, do you have a favorite just jersey overall in general? Like, or is there a player in Avs history that, because you got the Wah, is there another player in history that you're like, oh man, I wish I would have snagged that one?
Adam Deadmarsh.
That's a very good choice. I mean, the 2001 Stanley Cup team, I would take any one of those players. It's got to be Peter Forsberg. We share a birthday.
Oh, man.
Wow, okay.
Forsberg's
That is cool.
Yeah, Forsberg is one of those players that, like, again, I loved at one point, and then Colorado happens.
Love to hate him.
It's funny, because I hated him when he played for the Avs, but then when he signed with the Flyers, I was like, he's my guy now.
my guy.
I have to like Peter Forsberg.
Oh,
So
I hated that. Disagree.
of course you did.
I'm just like, how dare you?
Right, you Judas. But yeah, no, that was my bipolar experience with Peter Forsberg. He is a good one though.
Is there a player that you guys lost that you were crushed other than Forsberg?
Boy, there's probably a few. Which one hurt the worst?
I'm just trying to make you cry.
Yeah, well, it's working. No, golly. There's been a few of the recent guys. Maybe Lyles.
Okay. John Michael Lyles.
John Michael Lyles.
I love a hyphenated first name. I feel like we should do that more often in society.
Oh, wait, no. I take that back. You know what really hurt the most at the moment? David Abisher.
Ooh, okay. I forgot about Abisher.
He went back to his home country, played really good hockey, just didn't get enough of a chance in the NHL, I don't think. Like, he wasn't on teams that were working with him, and just, I think about all the time, all that could have been, because he trained under Wah. He was ready. It didn't click for some reason, though. And I think that's tragic.
I forget. He was a real brief, like a flash in the sky, because he had a lot of promise, and I remember you hear about him, and then all of a sudden he kind of went away. And I hadn't thought about his name in about 10, 15 years or however long it's been until just now. And then when you said David Abisher, it's like, holy shit.
Peter Budaj was also a big loss at the time. He came out just gangbusters playing goalie for the Avs, and then he had kind of some bad streaks, and they said, okay, we got to change it up. We're getting something else. And I don't think he was given a fair shot. But that's the way the game works.
Yep.
So what's funny is we were talking about the Florida Panthers before we went on air today, which just
all right,
just oof.
Yeah, just
and
gross.
I thought so. I had to look it up to back it up. The 1996 Stanley Cups was because we were talking about the Panthers are going to be around forever because they went to one cup,
right,
and got destroyed by the Avs.
Yep.
For some reason,
you're darn right. Wept.
I was just saying, I thought it was a sweep. Yeah.
Just destroyed.
It was
just destruction. And so, like, you guys have always been like in the conversation until probably recently, like kind of been in and out. But
Well, they just got good again. But yeah, there was a stretch there where they were kind of on the downswing, so to speak.
so like,
Yeah, I agree. The 2010s overall were not that kind to the Avalanche overall.
but forever in the conversation, like probably most of your life, like as soon as you guys become a thing.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. Yeah, they leave Quebec, go to Denver, and now they win multiple cups.
Yeah, like 2 and 5 years.
Oh,
Right.
I tell you what, coming in 96 and then that stretch till 2001, and really in the years afterward, they were still such a really good team. That was a heck of a time to be a fan. It was amazing, although tickets were really expensive.
What's funny is, so we have to bring. I still have some rivalry here because I'm a Devs fan, and so we played in the cup.
Okay.
We played in the cup, but like,
Yeah.
for some reason, like I have it in my head now. I drank a lot in the early 2000s, so like
right, yeah.
a lot of my memories erased. But like for some reason in my head, I have us as like these bitter rivals, but we only met in the one cup. So I don't know why I think that. But
Well, I tell you what, though, that round was full of tension, man. It was so back and forth. Two really good teams. It was a rivalry. It got heated really fast. But it was no Red Wings rivalry that spanned years. I
Oh,
mean, that's
dude,
the
such a
Avalanche
good
ultimate
rivalry.
rivalry.
all right, so you went there.
Yes.
Since we got to rivalries, let's talk about it. Let's talk about their gear first, because I
Okay.
always have to preface this, because the Detroit Red Wings, for as much as I hate them, have some of the best gear in hockey. It is very good looking gear. Now,
Well, speaking of things that haven't changed much.
oh yeah,
I mean,
Ever.
it's good.
Right.
It's classic.
yeah. Well, I guess that's why they get the pass, because they've been around longer. I guess maybe in 20 years, I won't think about that with the Avs. I'll be like,
Yeah.
they're still rocking that 90s gear. Cool. And it won't be a problem anymore.
Well, they also didn't have any weird like 70s phase or anything. Like the Detroit gear is timeless.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So now that we've said the nice things about Detroit,
Let's bash them.
oh, please.
Let's go.
Yes.
So are they your biggest rival? Like, are they your biggest? I know they were definitely Colorado's. Are they yours? Are they the team that you go, oh, God, I hate the Wings?
Actually, no, I kind of love to hate the rivalry a little bit just because now it's kind of fizzled out. It's been fizzled for a long time in my book, but in the 90s, holy crap, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was a really good rivalry. Nowadays, I don't know, man. I think the Minnesota Wild is my team that I
Ooh,
hate
wow.
because the reason why, that's where Waugh played his last game and lost it
Oh,
in the playoffs in 2003 before he retired. So those guys, I hate them. Screw them.
I remember that. I wonder if that was the Richard Park game.
this makes me happy. Somebody hates the Minnesota Wild, dude.
I know. It's such a, I mean, for us especially, it's a random team to hate.
Yeah, but
You
that's
know?
awesome. And a
It's
reason.
great,
Like,
yeah.
What about?
They sent WoW away.
The Avalanche
Yeah.
play the Minnesota Wild a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and they get pretty snippety with each other.
What about, you mentioned you're in LA, Charlynn. What about the California teams, the Sharks, the Kings? Do you have any vitriol for them, or?
I mean, if I have to pick one, if I'm going to go to a game, I'm going to go to an LA Kings game. I'm going to go to Staples Center, and I'm going to have a good time, even though the Kings totally suck right now. That's fine. I don't care. But there's something just about the Anaheim teams that I can't get behind. I don't
forgot
want to go
about
to
the
an
Ducks.
Angels game. I don't care. The Ducks have historically been a better team, but they always seem to want to choke in the playoffs. So that's not that much fun either.
Mhm.
Yep.
Well, same with the Sharks. Like,
Yeah.
the Sharks, like, forever were good, and they'd like cruise through the regular season. They'd come in as like a 1 or 2 seed, cruise to the finals, choke,
Yep.
like historically choke.
Every time.
But oh man,
I kind of loved it. It's like, oh, we're going to play San Jose? Yes.
Easy win.
We
Yeah.
got this in 5.
that's the thing. Like, man, I don't know why I hate the Avs so much. Like, I'm thinking about all this great hockey, like when they were great. Like,
Yeah.
these are good memories for me. Like,
Yeah.
I am getting excited about hockey right now, remembering how much
Right.
like when the Avs were really good.
And it's funny how it sticks with you. Like, you mentioned still hating the Avs all these years later. Charlynn mentions hating Minnesota because of 2003. I still hate Detroit because of the Stanley Cup in '97 when they swept our ass. So it's just funny how
let's hate them for that too.
Yeah, 100%. I still like watching them suck now is so great. Because they are they're dumpster dwellers, and they have been for several years now, and it's awesome. It's like, okay.
Hockey Town.
It's about time, too.
Oh,
man.
Yeah.
God, yes.
You call yourself Hockey Town, you build this hot and ready arena, and then you put yourself on national TV, and there's empty seats in the front rows. Yeah. Hockey Town.
What the heck is that?
Right.
Normally, I'm all about like your traditional hockey towns being good, but nothing makes me happier than the Wings.
Oh, it's so
awful.
great. It's so great.
Because again, Hockey Town, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
You're in
For
America.
real, though, I think there's some Canadian cities that would beg to differ.
That's right, exactly. Canada's hockey country. If anywhere's Hockey Town, I would think Montreal or Toronto.
Oh, yeah.
Not Detroit, Michigan.
Right.
Come on, that's just arrogance.
Yeah.
That's some hubris right there. Yeah.
And especially since you can't back it up anymore, and you haven't been able to for a long time.
Right.
They might want to change up the slogan. Tell you what.
They need to. Because they have, there's no... And they just brought back Steve Yzerman as their GM. And, Red Wings fans are like, he's going to turn it around for us,
Stevie Y as a GM? Okay.
Yeah. He turned it around for Tampa.
See.
So
I mean, Joe Sakic is running the Avalanche right now, and he's been kind of hit or miss on that. Being a good player does not mean you're a good manager of a team.
Agree, 100%. Look at Gretzky.
Yeah.
Right.
The great one.
Right, of
Greatest
all people.
Time, I don't know if I'd want him, opening up the books.
Yeah, God, no. Nowhere near a draft room. Dear God, no.
I don't know why his name's escaping me. The cat that we both hate. He played for all of us, actually, I think, at one point. He's in Toronto now. He's the GM of Toronto. Why is his name escaping me? We talk about him every week.
Oh, golly. Crap. I don't know. I really mostly keep
Shanahan.
the Avs.
Yes.
Number 14.
Oh, yeah.
Shanahan. I don't know why.
Oh, Shanahan. Okay. Yeah.
Shanny.
He is the worst.
But somehow, he's doing well as a GM. I don't know what it takes, as far as being, because, he was a good player.
Yeah, now he's a big NHL,
But obviously, you can't
front
be
office guy.
Gretzky, the great one, and go to the office because that's not going to work. 'cause
Right.
you're Gretzky.
It's like when Magic Johnson was a coach in the NBA.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times if you're a player, I think, and you're that awesome, you get really frustrated that everybody's not as awesome as you are.
Yeah.
Why can't
I bet
you
that's
just...
got a big part of it, yeah.
Yeah, why can't
you
you just be
number 99?
great? Yeah, just be good. It was easy
Yeah,
for me.
You're not reaching your potential. You're not working hard enough. What's wrong with you?
Right.
So we've spent a lot of time talking about how the Avs have not changed much over the years. For you as a fan, do you prefer that, or do you wish they would kind of go out on a limb and kind of change some things up?
It kind of varies from team to team for me. Now with the Avs, I don't really mind that it hasn't changed that much over the years. I think they've had a great logo. This time the color scheme, like we said at the top of the show, it can't beat it. It's perfect. They've made only the smallest of changes, and then they've played around with the alternates, which I'm perfectly happy with. Some of them are great. Others are just absolute bad freaking luck and look terrible. But, that's where you play with it. And that's great. I mean, we've seen far worse from other teams.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
sometimes
true.
the things they come up with they're a complete embarrassment. And so I'm glad the Avs haven't done that to themselves.
Man, I got to say, I keep coming back to your WA sweater, and it's just, it's another one of those things where, you see it on a player or you see it online. It's whatever, but you see it in practice. You see a fan wearing it
Yes.
in person as we can be right now.
I got disarmed the moment before we came on and started recording when Charlynn turned around. We were like, hey, what sweater do you have on? And she turned around and showed us WA number 33. Okay,
Yes.
I'm tapping out. I can't. What the hell can I say against a Patrick Waugh sweater?
I mean,
Nothing.
We got our vitriol out with the foot.
Yeah,
right
the foot is egregious. So we had to get that out of the way first. No offense.
Do you think there's a way like
Yeah, it's okay.
Because again, we talked about how like they have the Colorado flag thing on there. Do you think there's a way that they could work that in better? Like, do you think that would work on the crest, or do you think that let's just stay with the Avalanche A?
I prefer the Avalanche A by far and away. They recently, with their 2020 Stadium Series, tried to do kind of like a merging of an Avalanche A minus the whoosh, and then the Colorado Mountains. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
Okay. It's a little experimental in my opinion. And like, I get what they're going for. I would not go out and buy it. I'll say that much.
Well,
it's not my favorite of them, but I get what they were doing.
Teams tend to get out of bounds with the Stadium Series because I think the theory is you got to be able to tell what's going on from, typically hockey's played in a 20,000 seat arena and you go outside and you're in 70,000. So you got to be able to tell from way far away, which is when you get weird, goofy stuff like these. And Justin just pulled them up right now. And I remember these. They played, I think, L.A. in this game, if I'm not mistaken, and LA's Stadium Series sweater was equally as just what the hell as the Avs was.
Yeah, it was like, wow, what were you guys on when you came up with these? That's
Right.
interesting.
Right.
Well, it is bizarre because I hate to keep repeating myself, but this color scheme is so win.
Yes.
Like it is so good. But what is this? So for the record,
Yeah, so see, isn't the Avalanche A totally worth keeping around when you look at that?
Comparatively speaking, yes,
this
for
looks
sure.
this looks like Concept Guy got out of control.
It does. And it sucks because
It's like, we're going to go out there, you
yes, let's drop some acid and come up with a sweater.
You know what's funny though, like is looking at the backs here, like on the front, like all this A, the mountains, all this stuff looks super egregious. And when I say this, you're gonna think, yeah, I don't like it. But the way the stripe goes around the whole thing, when you go on the back, the stripe going underneath the numbers, and it actually works. The back of the jersey.
I very much like the idea, of the top of the sweater being the blue and the bottom being the burgundy, and it being split by the white. Like, I mean, the Avs colors are phenomenal. I like the idea of it. I like what they were going for, but just the A is so big.
Maybe you lose.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest problem with it too, is just like, it's really in your face.
Yeah.
I mean, kudos to them for trying something. There was an attempt.
There was an attempt.
Yeah, they got
Attempt was
it
made.
partially right though. They just fixed the front and we're all good. And I think that's you bring up an interesting point. I think the barometer of whether or not a sweater is good is whether or not, especially if you're a fan of a team, like whether or not you would invest, whether or not you would go out and buy one. You know what I mean? Because I know for the Flyers, anytime that a new sweater comes out, I'm like, okay, now I have an excuse to spend $200,
Yeah.
or whatever. You know what I mean? And but if they put out something,
I mean, when they come out with something so good, you're just like, ooh, that is hot, and I want it.
Exactly.
But if you're not getting the job done, what is the point of these kind of jerseys?
It's weird because some of the Stadium Series are very, very good. And it feels like whenever, if you have a matchup where one of them is good, then the other team is good. Like I believe the 2000 Avs Kings was 2020, as you said. And the year before was Winnipeg and Calgary, and both of those jerseys are amazing. And then you go the following year with these Avs sweaters, and they play the Kings, and the King Stadium Series ones were equally as bad. It feels like you don't get one or the other. You get either both of them are awesome or both of them are just egregiously bad. And
Oh no!
Justin just pulled the LA ones up.
No.
Yeah, you just don't really know each year what you're gonna get.
Here,
If it's gonna be an absolute win or just absolute cringe. It's sort of like Fashion Week, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not into Fashion Week, but like if you are, you're just like it's either totally on or it's an absolute disaster all the way around.
Oh, for sure, because they make a big deal when they reveal these sweaters. I mean, that's part of it leading up to the to these games, especially outdoors. They give you special sweaters from them or for them.
That's right.
They've got these side by side, and it's bad when the LA one makes the Colorado one look okay.
The Avs have the colors going for them, though.
Well,
that
that's
LA
what
thing.
happened.
Yeah.
They tried. But I mean, it looks like a very juvenile graphic design is my passion kind of an attempt.
Yeah.
Somebody
Worked really hard on this, but it's not good.
Yeah, they got the jersey design off Fiverr or whatever that website is called.
Yeah, $5 for an LA Kings jersey.
Yeah, exactly.
And last thing I'll say about this, I think that you have a win here with this Avs 2020 Stadium Series if instead of the A, you just go like a stripe over the mountains and you just continue that stripe and you make the rest of the sweater blue. I think you have a win on your hands.
Do you think the mountains would need to be a little bit bigger in that sense?
Probably.
That, or I think this
But if you did that would look really hot.
Yeah.
See?
That, I think this is one, too, that the state flag might look good on in Avs colors. If you could make it work with, it might be a little busy with the sweater design itself, or even just the typical Avs A on the front would look solid.
Yeah.
I like the mountain concept, though. I like what they, like, the effort's there. A for effort, no pun intended.
Yeah.
But
I'm with you, though. I really like the mountains. That really speaks to them being from Colorado, the Rocky Mountains.
Right.
And I think if they were just a little bigger without the A, that it would probably be an instant favorite for me, and I would buy it.
I would consider buying that. Do you know what that means?
Right.
Oh, man.
I mean, that means I'm out $200, but I'm getting a really cool jersey.
I was just going to say, the Avs just cost themselves $600 right here between the three of us.
Yeah. I'm looking at...
Come on!
You know, that's money.
Again, hashtag NHL Gear Freaks. NHL PR.
Yes.
What's up?
Are you listening?
What is up?
Right. Holla at your boys.
I'm looking at, again, I don't want to like linger on this much longer, but like one other thing I noticed, like how far the A comes up, like it's on the collar too. I think that is one of the most egregious things.
Yeah. It looks like you're stabbing Gabriel Landeskog in the neck with the top of a mountain. It looks dangerous.
Yeah, you're choking him.
Yeah, exactly.
You're choking him with the Avalanche, and that's not right.
Right. He's playing for you. He's giving of his body for this team. Don't kill him.
Don't punish him for that. No.
Right. So I'm looking at mayorsmanor.com, and we'll leave this alone, but this is the LA Kings 2020 Outdoor Jersey League, and it has them side by side drawn up, and it seriously just looks like Concept Guy.
I feel like there's an entire like 4-hour episode to be done on that King Stadium Series sweater alone. That thing is just...
That is bad. That is many levels of bad.
It is.
Speaking of the attack, man, yeah, just shred that thing, huh?
Sarah, they need to. All of them that ever were made. They shouldn't even be selling those things on it. Who's buying that?
No.
Who the hell is
Burn
buying
them in a
that?
fire.
Right, all of them together. Who is purchasing that thing? Honestly, you're going to spend $200
People with
on
a lot
that.
of disposable income, I'd have to imagine.
Right, but I mean, there's charities out there you can give to. Good God. $200 on that
I imagine
thing.
they'd say no thank you.
Right, no, I'd rather wear an ugly sweater instead, please. You know?
Do I still have
Take 1970s Vancouver Canucks, please.
Can you see my screen right now, Charlynn? I think I've got it shared up.
Yeah, I see you.
Okay. What is this?
Okay, these are not my favorite. If I've got a bone to pick, okay, this is one of two of them.
I think they missed the opportunity to do, if you put that white on the shoulders and you make it the burgundy, do something that simple.
Yeah. Well,
that would make it okay. Because there's not a lot of white in the Avs typical color scheme. Like, it's the accent color is what it's there for. Mm-hmm. I don't think you take the accent color and make it a dominant color on the sweater. Like, that is meant for your two primary colors alone.
They've done what they...
I agree that it's too much white on the shoulders, but my big problem, honestly, is with the Colorado logo encased in a triangle. It's way too busy for that amount of space.
They're trying to do a mountain thing here, and they've just completely done it completely incorrect.
They don't need to do mountains anymore.
I mean, again, like...
No, I feel like you do one or the other.
Yes, exactly. Pick a lane.
Again, we had the one where it was like close, but if you encapsulate it into a triangle, I mean, again, I get what you're trying to do there, but you've done it incorrectly.
Yeah.
So why?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, honestly, the Colorado Rockies of their day probably did that the best of any attempts so far.
They were very solid. They were. And that was back in the 70s, too. So if you can, people in the 70s were right.
Design was not good then.
Exactly. Like how can we have been ahead back then and we're still playing with mountains this way all these years later? Yeah, there's the Colorado Rockies sweater. That thing is sweet. Like I would buy one of those. I would wear that.
I think the Rockies are the team that became the Devs, actually.
Yep.
Yes, they are.
Yep.
So I don't know how mad I can be when my squad is a really good squad.
What if you guys bust
I mean,
these
if
out?
it helps, the Rockies were not a good team. They were short-lived and awful until they moved to New Jersey.
Well, good. They deserve it. Oh, my God. Look at this.
Uh-oh.
There it is.
This is Concept Guy. Okay, clearly. Or did you guys put the foot in the front at one point?
No.
Okay.
Not for realsies, I don't think. No, I have not seen that before. That's got to be a concept.
Has to be, right?
It is.
If they actually sold that, I don't know when.
No, that's Drug Guy.
But it does look
internet.
a little ridiculous. Maybe that's the mascot's jersey. I don't know.
Yeah.
But see, again, I'm looking at this, and this is so close to a good jersey. It's got the foot out in the front.
Yes.
Because
the colors look good.
Yes, you've gone blue as the primary here. You've got the burgundy on the shoulders and whatnot, but you've put the foot where the A usually is, and it's like, okay, you're so close to something okay here, and you've decided to shit all over it for whatever reason.
Because Concept Guy.
Concept Guy
got really, really weird and was bored at 3:45 a.m. and put a foot on the front of the Avs sweater. And when he did that, the rest of us found out this is the reason why the Avs have the A logo. Because the foot should never be
This is right, because in
Right.
comparison, they're just like, you know what? I think we're good with what we have. Let's not mess this up.
Right. We have a good thing here.
I'm looking at a couple different versions of the alternates that you showed us.
Oh, the blueberry uniforms. This is the other one I have a bone to pick.
Oh, really?
Because it doesn't have enough burgundy.
Fair.
Agreed.
Fair. Yeah.
Also, the win-loss record, whenever they played these jerseys, they were terrible. They very rarely won a game wearing these darn things, which I think is a big reason why they retired them.
I love stats like that.
Yeah, it's silly,
They're
but
cursed.
Like it also makes sense.
Right. It I think what's fun is because you can't. If you're the Avs, I think you're because there's a lot of blue, right? But there's not so much burgundy in the world, especially in the world of sports. I mean, it more or less in hockey.
Mm-hmm.
You think the Avs, at least me personally, I don't know about you, Charlynn. Like I'm not an Avs fan, but when I think of the Avs, I think of the color burgundy more so than the blue.
Yep.
Me too. Yeah, the burgundy it's just everything. The home jersey, that is the icon. That is the Avalanche.
100%. I agree.
Man, I hate that we once again came in looking to crucify and crush and maim and be mean
and maim, such a good word.
And here we are, completely softening but it's not a bad jersey. Like
you know what it is too for me is and we talk. The font is kind of similar now, but I always liked that 90s, the way the numbers were, like on the sweater Charlynn has on, the way the number 33 looks on the WA. Like when you turned around, Charlynn, you showed us the WA 33. Immediately, I was like, okay, I have nothing but good things to say about the Avs now.
Yeah.
It's still good, man.
It looks so cool.
It's still good.
It does look so cool. It really does. The font just looks awesome.
All right, so
yeah, it's held up, which a lot of things in the 90s have not.
Hey, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, really, the Avalanche, if they had done any worse with their logo, they could have dated themselves horribly when they established this team. Instead, you know what? It's held up really nicely. It's still good. It might be timeless. Maybe. Let's revisit this in 20 years.
Yes,
let's. Let's. All right, so let's say opening night of Avs hockey. Which sweater are you reaching for?
Which sweater am I rooting for?
Which one are you reaching for? Like, which one are you going to throw on, or what gear?
Oh, okay. Well, I showed you the two that I own. But back in the day, I had a home jersey and an away jersey, but I would go for the home jersey. That's just the thing. That's the classic one. That's my favorite. Now, I do not wear the WA jersey very often. In fact, the very last time that I wore this baby was to his retirement in October 2003, and I have not put it over my shoulders until today.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel honored.
You are welcome.
I feel absolutely
Otherwise,
honored.
I kick around in this other guy that I showed you.
That looks so cool.
Is the alternate.
Just that color.
I think I'm done with my Avs hate. I think officially. Well,
it's very solid.
Victory!
It is.
Victory! Oh, that is such a win. Justin, you made my day by saying that, buddy. Yes.
I mean, there's no reason for it. Like, the devs aren't very good anyway. Like, I mean, we're okay this year so far. We gave everybody COVID.
I mean, that's fine.
gave like half the league COVID.
Good.
So, but I don't know. I still can't get over the color scheme. So I look at the colors and it's like, why am I going to let that awesome color scheme go?
If you nail the color scheme, you're halfway there.
Yeah.
And the Avs
Agreed.
definitely have I mean, from 95, they hit it out of the park, and what I like about it is that it's not, you see a lot of, like even the Flyers, and I love my Flyers, and I think we have good gear, but the orange and black you see in other teams in sports. Mm-hmm. Off the top of my head, I mean, I'm sure I could probably think of one if I sat here and thought about it with a notepad and paper for a minute. Notepad and paper are the same thing. Disregard. Pen and paper. Whatever. Yeah, but they're when I think of these these colors are so uniquely Avs that I think that's when you have something good. You know what I mean? That burgundy and that shade of blue, because it's not really like a royal blue. It's not a navy blue. It's not a teal like the Sharks have. It's its own kind of shade of blue with a burgundy, and it
really is.
It's cool. It's different. It's very You know what it is when you see it, which I think is half the battle.
I mean, that's strong branding right there.
Right.
And I agree. The blue is perfect. It's that exact complement to the burgundy.
Yes.
Just whoever came up with that really did nail that part. 100%. I don't know if it was concept guy or not. They might have had somebody else at the time when the Avs were incorporated.
Yeah, a more sober concept guy than the one that put the foot on the front of the sweater.
Right. At least didn't have as many bad acid trips at that point. Yeah.
I will say this looks a little busy. I don't hate it. I don't know what is this from?
What year is that? Is that when Reebok did the jerseys? Because there was a stretch.
It might have been. It looks like it.
It does, because, and I can't quite, Reebok around, when they came out with the Reebok Edge sweaters around 2000, everything looked blocked off, and they got everybody had piping on their sweaters, just forever piping. Every team in the NHL. Yeah,
2009 to 2015, they used these.
That was the worst sweater era in NHL history. So bad. That was the only time where
and these are not great.
They're not. No, it's just that sleeve. What are they? I'm glad Reebok is no longer doing hockey sweaters. They should have lost the contract and the money. I'm glad they did.
You know what hockey sweaters don't need? Piping.
Tons of it. Right.
I mean,
they don't.
Okay. I'll leave it alone.
Yeah, don't ruin it.
I'll leave it alone. Okay. So I think we've covered just about everything. I'm doing a last ditch to see if there's anything else I can kind of rip on the team for.
Am I the only one that wants to buy an Avs sweater now?
No.
I kind of want one.
I could stand to update my collection.
I kind of want to get an Avs sweater.
I do.
I mean,
which one do you guys want to get?
Okay, so if you asked me that 45 minutes or an hour ago, I would have immediately gone and reverse retros because burgundy fleurs make me happy. But I have a pet peeve. I don't white jerseys, white sweaters. I kind of try and avoid because normally if I'm wearing them, I'm watching a game, I'm drinking, I'm eating. So there's there's risk involved.
Problems.
There's risk involved. So I honestly think I might go with the one, like the style you have on, the burgundies. I've just from looking at them repeatedly for the last 45 minutes or so, I like them a lot. I really do. And it's become, I'm a fan.
I think I'd echo that and go one step further, Sakic. Like,
ooh.
Yo.
Because
I dig it.
I love the way the 19 looks in that font. It looks good.
Yeah.
Sakic it's a great hockey name.
It's such a good name. And he played for the Deeks too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yes, he did.
So,
just when they were starting to get good, they'd set that up where they had Joe Sakic, Peter Forsberg. The team was being put together, and then they did it when they became Colorado.
Right. I think I would go somebody random like Valerie Kaminsky. Someone like that.
That would be awesome. You know who my favorite
13,
Avalanche
though.
player is? And I think this is the jersey I would get is Jeff Finger. Hell yeah, I still love Jeff Finger.
Oh, I love old hockey names.
Oh, golly. Well,
Good stuff, man.
Hell yeah.
you have done the Lord's work here, Charlynn, because somehow you
Right.
have converted us to not only not hating the foot. Like, the foot was a big egregious thing for us.
Yeah,
and,
we hated it.
and mind you, it still is.
Yes.
But
We're not losing
Yeah.
sleep over it anymore, though.
yes, I will not.
Thank goodness.
You have no idea. I asked you to come on the show last week, and ever since I haven't slept because all I can think about is that foot.
The foot.
The foot is giving you nightmares. And we're not talking Adam Foot either.
No.
Ooh, yeah, that's it. Adam Foot.
Now, he should be giving you nightmares. Thinking about the way he played, that should be the foot giving you, disturbing your sleep.
That number 52 doesn't look right, though. There's something about that 19 just looks right.
It does. It does.
just looks right. Plus the C. Gotta love
You
getting
do
the
get
captain.
to see with the Sakic.
Yeah.
It's always a plus when you get the bonus threads.
Yeah, so I think that's where I
Hell
would
yes.
go. But you've done it. You've converted us.
You have put money from not Avs fans in the pockets of your own team.
Yeah.
So you come out come out the winner.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, boy.
I am honored.
But thank you so much for joining us, Charlynn.
Hell yeah.
If there's anything you want to promote, here's the spot. Where can people find you?
Well, you can find me within our little network of podcasts doing Jimmy, the voice of Jimmy on Bell and Dubs season 2. And we're working on season 3.
Oh
we're
my
writing
God.
stuff.
There's a writing
It's a lot of
writer's room
fun.
and everything.
And if you want to contact me, my handle on Twitter is the profanity.
Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for defending the foot to us. We really appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
Hey, no problem. Thanks so much for having me. This was a blast.
And maybe we'll talk Rockies sometime or something.
Ooh, that would be good.
Okay. I'm not a big baseball fan, but I am a big design fan. So I would love to talk more Colorado gear.
Rockies
Nice.
have good stuff.
They really do. It's
They have
the
good stuff.
purple and the
They
silver
do.
though.
It is, dude.
So good.
It is.
Thank you so much for joining us, Charlynn.
Thanks, Charlynn.
Hey, thank you.
Have a great night, dude.
You too.
We
God damn, that was fun.
both Avs fans of the Avs gear now.
We're both going to be
What?
wearing Avs sweaters by the summer,
Okay,
right?
look, we knew coming in we weren't gonna attack, right?
Yeah, no. I mean, we're not like literally going after people, you know?
I mean, I tried to with Dennis.
I mean, no, we're not, no weapons are in hand though, you
right.
know?
I can't.
But we've talked, especially hockey, man. We talk so much about hockey sweaters that I don't know that, of course, Charlynn would know about the foot. She's an Avs fan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that if you go up to random person who goes, hey, no, I know hockey and I like Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby, whatever. I watch a couple games a year, that they would know what the foot is.
Yeah.
We know because we have dissected ad nauseum sweaters from all these teams. So when it's like, okay, Charlynn's coming on, immediately that was like, okay, the foot.
The foot. Finally.
That damn foot.
Finally, we can attack somebody for it.
Yeah. And it's like, okay. And I had forgotten about the mascot angle. Completely
Yeah.
forgotten that they had one.
Yep.
Because the only mascot I know anymore is Gritty, because that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Fair.
All the rest of them are irrelevant.
We've got the New Jersey Devil. I think that's exactly what his name
The
is.
Devil is cool, though. The Devil is a cool-ass mascot.
Did they have a Yeti? Is that what the foot was? Like, is that what the Avs had?
It may have been.
Because the Sonics had a Yeti, I think.
That's right.
I think they had a foot, too.
Just forever feet. But the Avs made it a logo. They made it a fucking patch.
That's too much.
I mean, you can kind of play with a shoulder patch in hockey a little bit, but
don't give me a foot.
Man, right? Like you can go elsewhere, man.
Anywhere.
You can go elsewhere. The Blues put a horn on there,
and it worked.
And it's like, yo, the horn is fucking cool. Like that doesn't mean you can go, okay, anatomy now.
Let's put this foot on here.
Right.
Come on.
Nope, the line has now been crossed.
But what's funny is like that's what we thought. We were going to be in attack mode.
Yeah.
Yo. And like she immediately disarms us with a Waugh jersey.
Yes.
And suddenly it's like,
dude, if it was like a newer player, like a Mikko Rantanen or Landeskog or McKinnon or something like that, it would have been like, okay, like maybe. But the moment she turned around in the Discord and kind of like showed us the back of her sweater before we went on, the Waugh 33 just made me like 11 years old again. I was like, oh my God.
That era of hockey was so good.
Dude, it was. You had your boy Marty, Waugh, Hasek.
God.
That's the three.
That's just the goalies.
That's the three right there that everybody debates, like who's the best ever amongst those three. I was always a Marty guy because all-time wins leader. Come on. What the fuck else do you need?
Yeah.
Literally, what else do you need? Right.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Like, I get if he never won a cup. Okay, maybe fine, but no. Conversation over. That's not saying Waugh and Hasek don't deserve to be in the Rushmore.
Yeah.
But
I think Hasek ended up getting one with Detroit anyway.
He did. And then you had back then, too, though, you had, like, there were those were just the big three. Like, you had, remember fucking Eddie Belfour was around for like 30 years?
Good old Belfour.
Mike Richter, I hated that fucking guy.
Did Belfour played most of his career in Chicago, but I think, didn't he end up in Detroit too? Like
he was there for a while.
Everybody went through Detroit.
He went to Dallas.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, dude. Eddie Belfour, like, I swear to God, that dude was in the league forever, man. I think he just retired in like 2016. Like, not really, but him and Cujo. Remember Curtis Joseph?
Played.
Yep. Those fuckers in Luongo. They did not ever. Luongo did legitimately just retire a few years ago, but none of those dudes wanted to go away, man.
Good for them. Like,
and
at that position, I mean,
if
longevity.
You keep having vulcanized rubber flung at your head at 100 miles an hour, good for you, man.
I am just in awe at how fast we softened on the Avs.
Right.
Because seriously, like with the Isles, like it was just the fishermen.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were going to come at the fishermen. And that was it.
Right.
And then with the Rangers, it was diagonal letter.
Yeah.
We're coming at that. With this, it was like everything. We didn't like any of it.
Yeah. Except the color scheme.
Right.
Which of course is great.
Yeah.
But even the Avalanche I was never like, yo, that is a great logo. But like the more we're looking at it,
I think that's what it is,
like,
dude. Is
it's not that bad.
Yeah, and there's like this connection to losing the Deeks and this connection to like them being so good for so long, like immediately, like
those are Quebec's cups.
Yeah,
and you took them.
But like
you and your legal pot.
25 years later, it's like I can look at it and go, okay,
yeah,
you know what?
Maybe I should let go.
Let go of that.
It's okay. It's gonna be all right.
We'll never get the Deeks back. That sucks.
I think though, and this is maybe a conversation for another day because there's a lot of cracks and crevices here. I think if you look at the contrast between, because if you think the like defunct NHL franchises, immediately I go to, and I think anyone that grew up watching the era of hockey that we did, I immediately go to Quebec and Hartford.
Absolutely.
And, of course you can go, there's other ways you can go, but that's where I go. And I think the difference, like Quebec and Hartford both had great get-ups. The drop off from Quebec to Colorado is nowhere near as bad as the drop off from Hartford to Carolina.
Yeah.
At least Colorado kind of stayed somewhat true to the original color scheme. They might have tweaked it, made them a little darker, whatever. But the Canes went like, okay, we're taking
going to be
over.
a weather team too, by the way.
Yeah, man. We're going to take blue and green team and make it black and red.
Yeah.
With
And
just a swirling asshole on the front of a sweater.
we're also going to take one of the most beloved teams in hockey, the Hartford Whale, and we're going to move them to Raleigh, North Carolina.
Where nobody cares. They have a good team. They have a good team in Carolina, and nobody cares.
Blaine Stewart does, and maybe we'll have him on soon.
Yeah.
But like, I guess just last things. At least Quebec moved to Denver.
Right.
At least I can buy Denver as a hockey town, and
100%.
And at least like I can accept them as a team because they immediately were good.
They did stuff. Right.
And won cups, like
Yep. Several.
2 within
Multiple.
5.
Yep.
So you've done it, Charlynn. You have done it.
You win.
You win. It's okay. One of these days, we're going to be able to just attack
We're
somebody.
going to corner somebody.
You know who it's
We're
going to be?
Get them good.
The God blessed, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers are going to come on the
If they
show.
would come out of hiding, man, those
I don't
bastards.
know what to do because I can tweet them all day. They don't I see what
You
you're
know
doing.
what we need, pal? We need passports.
I'm just saying it's PR. Like,
Yeah.
how do you pass up the PR? We're offering you PR. Like,
Come talk.
sure, we're some rinky-dink pod in Hampton, Virginia,
Right.
but it's
But
a place.
pod. Right.
Who's talking about CFL?
Yeah. You know, right, exactly. You could you're the Canadian Football League.
Yeah,
Your football field doesn't even have the right dimensions.
it's what 110
I think
yards.
so. And then they have like their end zone is like 20 yards deep. It's fucking weird, dude. Like you should probably take any exposure you can get.
You would think.
Anywhere from anybody.
You would think.
From anybody. You should be driving around to hobos across the country and tossing them CFL gear to keep them warm.
I'm just saying.
Because you're the CFL.
We have a platform for you to come defend the gear.
Tell us why so much gold in the Blue Bombers.
I'm saying, like, that will be the first question is why so much gold?
Yeah, no, they don't get let up on when the day comes.
And if you don't have a good answer,
Right.
we are going to keep piling on.
Oh, 100%. Aggressively.
So just saying.
Aggressively.
But still, come talk to us.
That's it.
We'll be nice.
It's a simple ask. Yeah, I mean, we're not literally going to, we're a pod, man. We're
Yeah.
looking at you on a computer screen. We can't, this isn't the ring, man. We can't come through the screen and, and hurt you. You know what I mean? We're here. We're just talking. And if you don't like what you hear that bad, Winnipeg, you know what you can do? Just hang up.
That's true, too.
We'll still keep flinging poop at you after you hang up, but
Or make better gear.
right. Or just get rid of the gold. All of it.
'Cause we will immediately jump ship.
Right. Make the gold silver and then have there be less of it, and you win.
I'm just saying
That's all you got to do.
pretty simple, actually, at this point.
That's all it is. That's all it is. It is not complicated.
I feel like somebody else stole some of our stuff, too. We talked about the NHL.
Vegas, the third alternate,
Yeah.
reverse retros,
Yeah.
which is what we suggested for the regular
I'm
alternate.
just saying, like, if people want to steal our ideas,
Hire us.
just tag us.
That's
so
it.
we can get some rub.
Right.
Like, can we get some rub out of this?
I would
please?
love to be an NHL employee. Yo, who do you work
Yo.
for? I work for the NHL.
I work for the National Hockey
Right.
League.
What do you do?
What up?
Like, dude, we could help them, man. And let's be honest. They need all the help they can get.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's that same CFL conversation. Like,
yeah.
look, hockey is great. It is a
Love
great
it.
sport, and honestly, like the fact that it's like a crash course, like it's NASCAR with pucks. Like,
Right.
I don't see why it doesn't grab on in America.
I don't either, dude.
But you boys, the gear freaks, would love to help make that happen.
That's it.
So hashtag NHL Gear Freaks. Let's see. LA, the LA Extreme. I know you
Yep.
don't exist anymore. You suck.
They should not exist anymore. They should have never
You
existed.
suck. Florida Tuskers. Oh my God. Probably the worst
Get the
gear we've
horns
ever
off your helmet.
seen. But I'm still the most mad at the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. You're jerks. Stop ignoring us.
Stop ducking
You suck.
us.
You suck. You suck. You jackass.
Jackass.
And then all the other things, like we're pod.
Yes.
You can follow us on Twitter at GearFreaksPod. Follow us on the gram at
Yes.
GearFreaksPod. You can subscribe, rate, comment. I think it would be really cool if you told a friend about our show.
Exactly. Word of mouth. And also tweet at the NHL. Hashtag NHL Gear Freaks again.
Please do all those things, and we would be forever in your debt.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm still not gonna. I still haven't softened on the foot.
Suckers!